Welcome to Primordial Flows. I invite you to pause and slow down. Here we journey into inhabiting the sources of our interbeing more fully through journeying, meditation, movement, breath, and sound. Taking a moment to offer gratitude to the spirits of the lands wherever we are. As I'm recording this from the ancestral territories of the Nooksack and Semiahmoo tribes. So as we begin, I invite each of us to drop an anchor, drop our roots down from our coccyx, down from our feet, rooting us down, connecting us to the center of the earth. Anchoring us. All right, tuning in here to our field. And I'm feeling like a heaviness and like being in a cloud, being in like a gray cloud, and the cloud is just like weighing, pressuring the heart space and also all the space around. Taking some deep breaths. Some belly breaths. And that pulse of the drum at the center of the earth that radiates out through our pulses, it feels like I'm sensing it more in the space in front of me, like above me. Like it feels around me and it's like higher pitched. So it's interesting to notice where I am in relationship to that. Feels like a like water dripping on a hot surface. But also like a cymbal or snare or something. I don't think it's a snare. The cymbal, like the hi-hats. So Noticing what's here. Almost like the sound isn't fully penetrating this cloud, because the cloud is like, the sound's getting distorted around it. Or maybe not distorted, but it's just showing up differently, whereas before it was like a deep rhythmic drum, and now like it's the reason I say maybe not distorted is because it's like everything is relative to everything else, so just filling out what's here. Not wanting to say that what was before is the right way and this, we need to restore that feeling, but that memory could also serve as an anchor to something like a time or a place that did feel more connected and clear. But this sensation could also be revealing something more, or at least meandering towards a different place, because it's a different, we're in a different place, it's a different time. And so let us be present with what is. Kind of laying on my back and circling my knee around, noticing how that's how that feels in my spine, holding my head with my hand at the back of my head. Just started doing this kind of without thinking and just noticing. Yeah, there's just this weight in my heart. I feel it in my throat too. Like almost like an aching in my throat. Not needing to change this, just becoming more aware. I want to ask the weight in the heart, this cloud, like, what do you need? I'm hearing, I need someone to hold this with me, because it's something much bigger than me, and I can't hold it by myself. And so let us hold this together. Let us invite healed and wise ancestors and spiritual, the most auspicious spiritual guides and beings to hold this with us. I'm seeing like a green meadow. And a cloud kind of like lingering just over the surface of the meadow, like a dark gray cloud. And I'm seeing like the dwarves from Snow White, the old Disney Snow White. And I'm seeing the dwarves kind of like pulling this cloud across the meadow and going into the woods. And they're like on like bicycles or some kind of thing with wheels that they're pedaling, and they're pushing this cloud into the woods, where they meet a fox, and the fox or the coyote like inhales and eats this cloud. And then the coyote, like, or the fox, I'm not sure which one that is, but they become the cloud. They kind of start floating and becoming spacious and amoebous and cloud-like. They start floating up into the tree canopy and running through the air. And running sounds like a horse stampeding, galloping through the air. And then this whole pack of coyotes, or these dogs, foxes or something, start running through the wood. They're like orange, so maybe they're foxes. Well, coyotes can be orange. There's these orange dogs, wild dogs, are running through the woods in the air. They're all there. It's like a pack of cloud dogs. I'm still feeling this weight and heaviness in my heart, but they're running. I'm not sure where they're going. They run into the town, and then there's a bell ringing, and there's like a little girl hanging off the bell, and it's kind of reminding me of this imagery of this like animated movie I saw. Not the Book of Kells, but another one about like a fox spirit or something. It's kind of reminding me of that, the little girl who kept leaving the town to be with the wild animals, and the dad wanted her to stay home and be safe, and she didn't want to stay there. She was bored. So yeah, there's this girl hanging from this bell that's ringing, and she swings off the bell, and she like lands on a horse and gallops back into the woods. And then there's these, I'm not sure where the fox spirits go, or the fox clouds. But she's going back into the woods on this horse, donkey animal. And she's walking along a trail in the woods. And there's like a fox in a red cape that kind of appears, and with like long fingernails, kind of little Red Riding Hood-esque, but it's not just one, it's like many. almost like echoing, like this old lady fox is like echoing along the path with this girl, and the echo like goes out. The echo outstretches into the road in front of her, but the being, the fox, red, with the red cloak, and the old lady, long fingernails with kind of like a parrot beak, like this being appears in front of her. And is welcoming her into the woods. And she has like a basket of goodies. And she walks alongside of her as they enter into the woods. Along the path they're walking. As they're walking, like, I still feel the heaviness in my heart. It feels a little bit lighter, but still feels heavy and dense, like in the core of it. And they're walking along a path, and they reach like an area with like this circle that's like lit up. Almost like an area like with like a fire in the middle with like stone circle seats around it made with stones, but there's not really a fire in the middle. It's more like a glowing like orange golden light. And there's many like fox-like creatures surrounding this circle. And so the one that had been guiding her or welcoming the girl, like, leads her into this circle. And this seems like some sort of initiation. That's the energy. And the girl, the question arising is like, does she trust this energy? But she feels like a kinship with these creatures. Like they have something to teach her. She feels like she's kind of walking in the dark. Like she doesn't know what's gonna happen. She doesn't know, like, what's gonna happen, but she feels drawn to this. Like, are they gonna hurt me? Are they gonna eat me? Are they gonna brainwash me? Are they gonna, what's gonna happen? She doesn't know, but she feels drawn to this. And she feels a resonance that she didn't feel before, like in the village. So she joins them in their circle. And they're humming. They're humming and chanting, kind of in unison, but also kind of song-like, rhythmic-like, like some of them making different sounds. And she joins them. Feel free to make any sounds. This heaviness in my heart is like I start to see like a river in the nighttime moving. I start to see the water flowing. I see like a giant stone that's cracked, and the water is like starting to pour through it, so the stone might have been that weight. The water's starting to move. She joins the circle and we hum. I'm hearing the drums start to play in the circle. I'm starting to feel like this is a different realm. Like this is not this is not the same realm of where I heard the drums before. This feels like a parallel realm. Like another worldly realm. Yeah, another worldly realm. Like there's something here. There's something here we need for our journey. There's something we need. There's either medicine or something we need from this realm. Maybe a part of ourselves. Okay. This is an ancestral calling. When we're starting to do the work of welcoming all of our ancestors and family and soul, soul family back into our hearts. That's what I'm in the process of doing, and being brought here into the other world because I think there's an ancestral connection that needs either completion or like understanding or a message, or there's like an ancestor who's connected to this otherworldly realm that we've journeyed to. Oh, and I see someone emerging from the forest curtain. They're walking out. They're like glowing white. They seem to be like a royal being, an old man, some sort of wizard. Are they like a druid or a king? They're like an old tribal chief. They're glowing white. And they have long white hair, long white beard. Okay, they're taking us to a sacred tree. He's inviting us, he's taking us by the hand and bringing us into the sacred, there's a sacred tree he wants to bring us into. We're walking along the path to get there. It's down a long and windy path. A long and windy road. Finally we get there. And he says we have to leave our body behind and that our spirit is the only thing that can enter into the tree. And so our spirit merges into the tree. The tree has been waiting a very long time. I'm thinking of the Elchris tree from the Shannara Chronicles. This is a different tree. But similar in that it's like they're leaving traces to trace back, because the story of it being like 1,000 years old is connected, is relevant for this journey in this tree. And so as our soul enters into or our spirit enters into the tree, it enters into the center of the tree where there's like a glowing golden white light. And just feeling the spirit in the tree. Yeah, it feels like this tree has been waiting a very long time for us. Like to return home, to remember these tree mysteries. And the feeling I have is like this golden energy is like touching into all the rings, like into the rings of sap. But then it's also rising upward. Like it has a channel to the cosmos. Has a channel to a specific star or sun or planet. This tree is like a portal. And as the energy rises, it turns into a rainbow light. Right now we don't need to know what star system or anything that this is connected to, unless you have an intuitive sense of what that is for you. But right now I'm feeling an invitation to stay with this rainbow energy, that that is expanding upwards and outwards. Just noticing how this feels. I'm hearing the words understanding and compassion. I'm seeing the cloud that was there before, that was not seeing, that was not understanding, that was not compassion, that was like why. It was this cloud of why. The cloud, why is this cloud here? Like the cloud, it feels so meta. The cloud is like, why am I here? But that why am I here was creating the cloud. So maybe it was coming from why am I here? Why do I exist? And feeling and being into this tree, being the spirit being in this tree is like giving a sense of radiating beyond, decompression, that rainbow energy, just like expanding all the density, dissolving the density, radiating this like rainbow loving light. And the core being the light, and the rings of light, feeling those rings of light emanating, and those rings of light, those are like all of the rings of our boundaries, being this beautiful loving energy that we can breathe through, that we're not confined by, that we're not resentful to. Our breath moves through them. And they're also not like rings, like hoops we have to jump through just to get to where we're going. They're like rings that are alive, they have consciousness and they have wisdom. As I'm breathing, I'm feeling my hands like move outward and back inward, as if I'm feeling my way crossing over the thresholds of the rings, just feeling their energy and vitality. Feeling so much gratitude. Wow. Wow. Thanking this tree. Thanking you all, holding this field with me. Thanking our old ancestor. Thanking the creatures in the circle of creatures. Thanking the forest. Thanking the wild little girl. Thanking the dwarves on their bicycles. Thanking the cloud to bring us here. Thanking the foxes and the pack of foxes in the clouds. Thanking the little girl on the bell, swinging from the bell tower, and thanking her dad for trying to keep her safe. Thanking her wild spirit. Thanking the town, the village, for offering a point of contrast, a point of orientation and metaphor. Being in this tree, allowing our spirit to steep into this and be revitalized and uplifted. Feeling like I'm becoming more comfortable in my being. Like I'm feeling like I can inhabit my being more fully. I can inhabits this life and this world more fully. That the brightness it dissolves the pain. The pain is like the tenderness that awakens the vitality and then dissolves once it's awakened. for this journey. Thankful to my life and everything that has allowed me to go here to connect with this resource. Thankful to all my ancestors for their pain, showing me and bringing me to this place of healing, bringing them all back into my heart. Thankful for the gift of creativity being cultivated in my life. By my family. Even with all the pain in my family system, something that I'm so thankful for. At a young age, like being set on this path to cultivate my creativity. Because I feel like this has expanded my imagination and my capacity to journey. It's like the aesthetic neurons that, I forget his name. Augusto Boal or something. Aesthetics of the oppressed. The aesthetic neurons that slowly build and are connected and cultivated over time, and they grow the more we engage them. The more creativity we engage in, the more possibilities for creativity grow and expand. And so our neural networks, they grow the more that we engage in them in creativity. In entering the unknown, in entering places and being willing to not know and grapple and make new connections. Thank you for coming with me. Thank you and all of your ancestors for everything that led to this place of you being here too. I honor you and your journey. Whoever's listening to this, if anyone ever hears this, thank you. I feel like a shallowness in my heart as I say that. I want it to be deep and soul felt. And so I want to welcome all the soul families here. being held by our collective consciousness. To blow my nose. Let's be with this tree, continue to be within this tree, our spirit in this tree. And just steeping in this medicine. Noticing what you notice. Noticing anything coming up as you're in this tree. Maybe the rings are lighting up different relationships. And just allow that field to be illuminated and allow that field to receive this tree medicine. Mm-hmm. Just feeling this luminous core radiating and vibrating out through your spirit. Expanding in the rainbow field. And feeling the freshness of that rainbow field in the air above and surrounding the tree. Offering the tree a song, or maybe it feels more like this tree is singing through you. feel like I just want to stay inside this tree. We'll stay here until we feel like we're ready to leave. The sounds are helping anchor the feeling and the connection with this tree and the medicine of this tree. The sounds can anchor them down and root them down. Feeling these sounds traveling, that golden sap down your legs, down your roots. Down into the center of the earth where the worlds converge. And this sap drips into the well at the center of the earth, where the ancestors beat the drum that emanates into our hearts. The sap cleansing the well, cleansing our waters, cleansing our blood of resentment and fear into luminosity and love and radiance, compassion, confidence with our soul. The relationship between our soul, our spirit, our body, our mind, our ancestors, the land. I'm hearing you are rooted. Rooted into the underworld, because I'm hearing you are surrounded by death. And that is the soil. And so those are the roots speaking and meeting our roots, meeting that part of our energy. the underworld that's held by the roots, by all of what came before. Allowing that to be here and be part of us. I'm hearing the trees say, "I'm always with you." Feeling your spirits return to yourself along that trail with the wise old man ancestor. Maybe they're not a man, maybe they're a wise old trans ancestor. And walking with them down the path, down into the circle of creatures. As we're coming to the circle of creatures, I'm feeling this heaviness in my heart again. I'm getting the feeling that it's important to go back to the tree, because I was thinking we would retrace our footsteps, but they're saying go back to the tree. The tree is a portal. So thanking them and saying goodbye and going back to the tree. And standing in front of the tree again. Hearing the tree say, "Enter me." And stepping into the tree. This time the tree is dark and red, like blood. Like this tree is one of our ancestors, one of our oldest ancestors. And the blood of this tree runs through our blood. And feeling that. And connecting with this tree, I'm seeing the blood of the tree as a kind of technology in it with like golden rings in it. This healing technology. It's like cleansing and purifying technology. Dissolving waste. Like evaporating it, like that cloud. It evaporates and then it alchemizes it into light. Feeling a lot of humidity in my heart and in the space around me. And I'm hearing that we can stay rooted in this tree. We don't have to leave the tree. We can stay rooted here. In love. In love. In love. In